again to do another review. It's been quite a few weeks since I've done the last review. Maybe some of you are probably wondering, where the hell have you been? I've been doing stuff like to go and get my GCSE results. I've got to go in for college enrolment on Friday. I'll start on that on the 20th. So, details about what I've been doing, I'll put in another video. I'll do like an update. I think I'll call it like the summer update about what I've been doing through the month of August. Anyway, this will be the review. Unfortunately, I never got round to seeing the film Splice in cinemas. Me and my dad were interested, but for some reason we never got round to sort of setting something up. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'll do it when the DVD comes out. And the first movie, and these might be the last. I might do another review after this, but this might be the last review you see me for a while because I don't know how busy I'll be at college. But the details about what I'll be doing at college and GCSE results and birthday stuff, all that will be in the update video, so don't worry about that. I'll be doing reviews in this one of one of my favourite film franchises of this type anyway, and this will be the great Jurassic Park trilogy. First Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg, is in my opinion one of the greatest movies of all time. It's a classic. It's one movie that you can't not see. It's, you know, a great movie. I love the story of this. I don't have to go into much detail, as many people know about this, but for those of you who don't know, very few of you probably who don't know, the film's about this man called John Hammond who's come up with this breakthrough in which he's creating a park, but the biggest attraction are living, breathing dinosaurs. And then he brings in a group of scientists, including a man called Alan Grant, who's played by Sam Neill, and a few other people. And then the park ends up going haywire while they're there and turns into a complete chaos, you know. But I really like this movie. I watched this movie since about maybe 5, 6. And it was I think it was the film that got me interested in dinosaurs in the first place. I wanted to be a paleontologist for some period when I was younger, and it was Jurassic Park that got me into it, really. And I thought it was a great movie. You know, acting was great. Special effects done by Stan Winston, the late Stan Winston, you know, who died about a year ago, which is a real shame, you know. And his work, he did work in, I think, in like all 3 Jurassic Park movies, but he did such breakthroughs in this movie. You know, he did all the prosthetic dinosaur effects, and then, you know, ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, you know, did CGI effects which were amazing for their time, and even amazing by today's standards. I am amazed, and the dinosaurs seem so real. That's what I love about it, and the actors bring you in. And yeah, I love the whole package of the movie, you know. Acting was great, like I said. Sam Neill's a great actor. I like Sam Neill. Jeff Goldblum, he's good in this movie. Richard Attenborough, he's a great British actor, you know, amazing British actor. He's hilarious in this movie, especially when he says, you know, spared no expense, you know, and stuff like that. And I just started laughing because he's hysterical. He's a great actor. I particularly like the fat guy, the big fat guy who worked at the computer. He was funny. As I said, I was watching this when I was like 5 or 6. Not exactly the thing I probably would show a kid that young, but it didn't affect me too much. The scene where the lawyer gets killed by the T-Rex. T-Rex picks him up, thrashes him around in its mouth, and you can almost hear the guy's bones cracking. The bit where the guy's severed arm comes down and lands on the woman's shoulder. The gruesome sounds of the guy getting killed by the Velociraptor, and the guy getting killed by the Dilophosaur. You know, the one that has the frill around its neck that sprays out that kills the fat guy. You know, that bit was a bit gruesome, but on and all, it was great. And I got so interested in this movie. This was a great movie. Got me interested in dinosaurs. Classic. great action, great everything. So really check this movie out. And the great music done by John Williams, you know, great film. You know, really check it out. Film, The Lost World Jurassic Park, or Jurassic Park The Lost World, whatever you want to call it. Some people gave this movie crap. I didn't think it was bad. I like this movie. This is a good movie, a great movie actually. And anyone who thinks I'm crazy, I think it might be because I think I watched it more times than the original Jurassic Park when I was a kid. But this was a good movie, you know. For those of you who don't know the story, basically Jeff Goldblum's in it again, and Jeff Goldblum's in it, and he is goes to visit John Hammond, you know, Richard Attenborough's character, and he says that he wants to send a group out to examine the dinosaurs, you know, look at them and study their behaviour, but at the same time InGen, the company that John Hammond used to be the CEO for, have, you know, sent him out of office, so he's no longer part of InGen anymore, and they want to basically go in to capture the dinosaurs, you know. And so you've got these two groups with opposite agendas colliding, you know, with their views colliding, and while their views are colliding, they're trying to survive the dangers of the island itself. You know, the dinosaurs are in it. T-Rex comes back. The Velociraptors are back. Velociraptors, I thought, are scary as hell. They scare me more than the T-Rex does, you know. And their sounds, and the sounds they make are awesome, are weird. Also, one of my favourite bits in this movie, my favourite scene is the Land Rovers. You know, the bit with the truck scene where the T-Rex surround it because the people inside of there have the T-Rex's baby, and there's the mother and father trying to break in, and then they end up pushing the Land Rover over the cliff. That was an awesome scene. And the other scene I always will remember is the scene with the raptors in the long grass. That's a cool one. That was the first time you saw the raptors in that movie, where the raptors are in the long grass and they're, you know, people are trying to run away from them. And it's great because you just see these people walking through, and it's almost like a scene out of a horror movie. You see these people walking through the grass, and suddenly they go like going down, and all you see are these huge tails swooping up into the air as they get killed by the velociraptors, you know. And then the other scene I'll always remember, I think it's one of the most funniest classic scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and it's the scene of the T-Rex in the city, and then there are cars crashing. Picking up the bit where he goes in that guy's garden, and there's that kid that ends up going to his parents and saying, "There's a dinosaur in our backyard." You know, I just found it hysterical. His parents didn't believe him. That was a great scene. And Jeff Goldblum's in this, and he's a great actor. Pete Postlethwaite is in it as like a punter. And, you know, those guys are great. You know, great actors. Richard Attenborough again in it, only for a short period though. He's only in it for that one scene in it. And I loved that movie. I love the acting, special effects done by Stan Winston again. It was directed by Steven Spielberg again, so it's more of a direct sequel. And I can't believe this. You know, people give this movie crap. I loved this movie. This was a great movie. Anyway, you know, I thought this was a great movie. So really, check this movie out. Now we move on to Jurassic Park 3. And I thought Jurassic Park 3 was the weakest in the series. But by no means is it a bad movie. I liked this movie. You know, Sam Neill came back to do this one. And apart from Sam Neill, I didn't know hardly anyone who's in this movie. You know, I only knew of two people in this movie. Sam Neill and Téa Leoni. Those are the only people I knew in this movie. I knew nobody else in this movie. Nobody else. I'd never seen any of them anywhere before. but I didn't hate the movie. I liked the movie. Some people gave the movie crap, saying it was stupid or whatever. No, I never saw it like that. I liked this movie. I love about what they've done to the raptors. A little update on the raptors, in case for those people who haven't seen it. There's a little update on the raptors where they've changed some of the colour slightly, made them more intelligent for this movie. I mean, they're intelligent anyway, but they seem more intelligent for this movie. There's also new dinosaurs they introduce. The pterodactyl. And a great new dinosaur which you haven't seen before, which is the Spinosaur. And I thought that there's actually a fight in this movie between the Spinosaur and the T-Rex, and the T-Rex loses the battle. And that, it sort of shows that the Spinosaur was more stronger than the T-Rex because it was bigger and it was strong. Basically, in this movie, these people have so Alan Grant is on doing research in fossil hunts again. He's doing all that again, and the woman from the first film, who was with him, the blonde-haired woman, I can't remember her name, but she's in this movie again, and what happens is that I was doing the fossil hunts again, and then he ends up having this guy coming up to him, Mr. Kirby, saying he owns a company, and he says, "We're doing a chartered flight over Isla Sorna, and we want you to be our guide." And then we're like, oh, and us as the audience just go, oh god. But he's reluctant, but he ends up going on it when they find out that they'll give him any of the money he needs. And they end up flying over Isla Sorna, but then the plane crashes and they get stuck on the island. And they try and survive through the jungles because these kids have lost the Kirby. And what happens is that we find out the Kirbys have actually lost their son on the island. And they only wanted Sam Neill's character, Alan Grant, to go to the island so they could find their son. They didn't want him, and they only wanted him there because he's been to the island before. But then what they end up finding out is that it's the island that he has never been to, Site B, same island that you see in the the Lost World, Jurassic Park. This movie was a good movie. The Spinosaur was done well. This one wasn't directed by Steven Spielberg. This one was directed by Joe Johnston, who did special effects for ILM. But it wasn't a bad movie. The acting was good again. I thought it was the weakest though, because the story wasn't the best. But the acting was good. Special effects were good. The only thing that let it down was not a good enough story, I didn't think. But it was alright, and it's really a movie to check out. So I think you should check out this movie. This was done by Stan Winston again. So it's a great movie. Really check this out. This will be the end of the review. I'll do an update, tell you what's been going on with me. I may do another review. Don't know what it might be on. I don't know when it might be. This might be the last one, you don't know. So I'll see you when I can. Rock on.